Oh my goodness, and welcome back to another special, very special episode of the Saucy Binge.
Saucy Binge.
The Saucy Binge.
It's a fusion.
Ooh.
It's a fusion. We have our lovely friends over here, Pedro and Alex from the Brothers Binge, and also very good friends of ours from school.
up?
So, yeah, we'll let y'all do some introductions and how y'all do y'all Brothers Binge thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Saucy Binge, where we binge on all things entertainment, one bevy at a time. Let's go.
Oh,
Wow.
This is a crossover.
He
This
put
is a
some
crossover.
motherfucking
It's a
twang on it.
crossover episode.
My
You know what I'm saying?
goodness.
Crossover.
I like it.
Woo.
I like it a
Ready.
lot.
So for those of y'all who don't know who I am, my name is Pedro. I am the host of the Brothers Binge podcast, and I have my co-host right there, Alex. What's up? Say what's up.
Not how it works. Yeah, we're brothers and we binge on all things entertainment. If you guys haven't listened to our podcast, go check it out. It's fun. We talk about nerdy shit and just have a good time. We're usually playing games where Pedro loses, so you can try that.
This is very true.
It's a trend that happens. It's a trend that happens.
Man, okay, so this is dope. It's a little different for me, so I'm like, but yeah, this is cool. I ain't think this shit was gonna work.
Yeah.
I know.
But it
I was
worked
thinking about it all
out.
day. I was like, yo, this is gonna be the Halloween episode. I'm kind of I'm sipping on the Yeungling.
Oh, see,
In
Nice
America,
bevy.
you know what I'm saying? Woo.
it's crazy that they got Yeungling in Texas now.
It's
I
been
know.
here for a minute though. I feel like.
Nah,
I feel
when did it
like
release?
it just got here like a month or two ago.
Really? I
Yeah.
could have sworn I've seen motherfuckers sipping
Yeah.
on that in a long time.
You know what though? Like my sister, she would like bring cases of that shit because she lives in Florida.
Yeah.
So she would just bring cases of Yingling and we just all get down on some Ying. But yeah, that's dope.
I'm just waiting to see that passion that Pedro has about Yeungling go away, because before it was like a novelty thing because it was just on the East Coast and he was like, yo, there's this beer over there, it's so good. But now that it's here, I'm sure in like 2 months he's gonna be.
It's gonna be like a Coors. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like, yeah.
Exactly.
Miller Lite,
I just got all this Yingling in my fridge if anybody wants it.
Bud Ice,
Oh, Bud Ice. Ugh.
nasty.
You used to drink that shit in college. Ugh.
What you sipping on, Alex? Same thing.
Nothing interesting. Michelob Ultra.
Oh.
Boo.
Okay. So how'd you get into Michelob Ultra?
How did I get into Michelob Ultra? Well,
Yeah, I feel like that's like you gotta
that's
join
a
like
deep question for an ultra. You know what I mean? Like,
Deep question. For
All right. The only
feel
reason
Well-
why I asked that is because most of the time I see like white girls drinking Michelob Ultra.
My girl
and
likes
that-
Michelob
you're not
Ultra.
wrong. You're not wrong. But this is also like a party beer. Like a lot of people play like beer pong with this. Easy to
True.
drink. So I think I just
Ooh.
threw a taste.
Oh,
for it.
okay.
It's not
What's,
my
what's the
go-to.
difference? Like Bud Light is still easy to drink too.
Right. So that, I mean, if we want to talk about college time, like
Yeah.
Bud Light was like my drink of choice.
Let's get into it.
Just trying to move it around a little bit. Ultra's not my go-to. Right now, my go-to is probably Stella, but this is what I have.
Okay.
That's a
I
good
like a Stella. Fine Stella.
Yeah, I rock with Stella. Dope. Well, since we're talking about bevies, Mike is the bearer bevy this
Oh.
episode. So
Hey.
y'all got y'all's already cracked and ready to go. So we're gonna get into ours.
Tonight we will be sipping on Clown Shoes limited release pumpkin sombrero Mexican style chocolate stout.
Damn.
It's
They
a
did all that
mouthful.
on a can?
That's-
There's
that's
a lot
a-
of adjectives in that, and I'm not sure how it's gonna taste.
It's I hope it's good. Once again, I went to HEB. They've got the holiday edition beers just lined up for me, so it made this whole month super easy for me to do. No thinking, none of that. I just pick something different every time. Actually, this time when I went, they actually moved all the fall stuff away and started putting out the Christmas stuff, which is something that irks me. I can't stand how we just jump from Halloween to Christmas immediately. But
Well,
yeah.
let's dive into that. So when do you start celebrating Christmas? Like, is it November 1st, or do you allow Thanksgiving to happen?
Thanksgiving has to occur first.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I grew up in a household where we had decorations for Thanksgiving. Now, they weren't a lot, but we put stuff up for the month of November, and then December 1st came around, and that's when we put up Christmas lights.
Yeah.
And I feel like more and more, especially within the last 20 years, it's just Halloween, Christmas. No one cares about Thanksgiving at
Yeah,
all.
nobody cares about Thanksgiving,
I mean,
Except for the grill.
You're not wrong. I mean, I feel like as I get older, the less I kind of care about Thanksgiving, and then I kind of jump right from Halloween to Christmas. But Thanksgiving's cool too, I guess.
That's like I don't know. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about Thanksgiving. I feel like because I mean, either way, it's like Thanksgiving, we're eating a bunch of food. Christmas, we're eating a bunch of food.
Yeah.
Halloween, we're eating a bunch of fucking candy all month. Like,
oh yeah, I can't wait till I have a kid so I can enact the dad tax on their candy and just start taking what I want.
And it's amazing. I'm you know that right now. I literally do that every time, and I call it out, dad tax, and I
10%.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this, and just whatever you want some, and whenever you're ready for some candy, you let me know. Just fucking give it out in portions.
But let's go.
Yeah, let's crack into this real quick.
Get that out.
So I feel like pumpkin beers are really hit or miss. So
True.
You gotta let us
We've
know.
been trying them all month long, and I went on a rant recently saying like how I hate pumpkin anything, and I gotta admit I'm kind of swayed now. They've been pretty. They haven't been bad. They're not overpowerful, but it's like they're not great either. But it's just like, all right, I can sip on this,
I will say one thing. Alex got me into a pumpkin spice what was it? The pumpkin spice cold brew?
The nitro cold brew.
Nitro cold brew on Starbucks is not bad.
See, I need to talk to Alex about more shit because I feel like he just be trying things and like
He does.
I'm not that brave. I'm just kind of. I feel like I'm an old man. I'm set in my ways. I'm like, nah, I want this. You know what I mean? So
That's how Pedro is. I feel like you got to be a little bit more adventurous. How are you gonna?
my bad. But it's different now because like the amount of shit that y'all have now compared to like what we had when we were,
right, chill,
going
y'all
through like
aren't
the
that
college
much
shit.
older
I'm
guys
pulling
like,
the age card.
man.
God damn it.
What's the age difference? How much younger are you to Pedro?
It's like 5 years.
Five and a half.
That's
Yeah,
not that bad.
Not too much of a difference. I'm a young man with old soul.
That's this
He's
bad.
old at heart.
I'm
Hold
so
it.
old.
But y'all get into it.
All right, yeah.
Let me go ahead and
crack
pop the
into
top.
this.
Get a little bit of ASMR. Oh, okay.
You know who coined the ASMR for the Bevys, right? Back in the day, it was the brothers Binge. They was back on the episodes cracking the tops on shit. So
Cracking into a cold one.
cheers to y'all.
Cheers.
It's gonna be a pleasure, gentlemen. How we going? What we doing? Too dark?
I
Yeah,
don't know if
Do
he likes
they-
it.
it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's just
You look like you just got hit by a skunk.
Yeah, if you gotta stare at the can to figure out what you just drank.
Not
no.
hoppy.
The reason why I'm looking at the can is because like look at the design on this shit. This shit
It's
is
like
crazy.
a comic book.
Oh yeah, that is dope.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
They're really good with their artwork. I gotta
Yeah.
say that they are.
Yeah,
really
that
good.
shit is.
So I'll tell you this, to the viewers and to the Brothers Binge. It tastes like most of the dark ones we've had. All like I put a blanket statement on them, just say like, "Hey, if you like Guinness, you'll like this." Essentially, that's what this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It tastes a little grainy though. The other one didn't taste like grainy.
the
Just-
other one was
just
definitely
dirty.
a lot more smooth.
Yeah.
Just tastes a little dirty or what?
It tastes a little dirty. I like my pumpkin ales or pumpkin stouts dirty.
All right, so before we move on, since this is a collab episode, there's something that me and Alex do on the Brothers Binge when we meet new people. So DJ, you've been on the show before.
Yeah.
Mike, this is the first time that we've actually did something together in the podcast world.
So excited.
So I have to ask you. I need you to name me your top 3 movies.
Top 3 movies. Okay. Wow.
No particular order.
No particular
All right.
order.
Man, this fluctuates so much, but I always say Juice,
Okay.
The Dark Knight, and let me see. We'll say Face Off. I think I've seen that a lot.
All right, that's good. Now, Alex, hit him with it.
So if you had to, what was it? Save one, renew. What was
you
it?
have the binge one,
Binge one.
save for later,
Yeah.
or throw away. Which one? What order would you do it?
Okay, I think that's simple. Binge, Dark Knight, easy. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that movie. What's the other one? Save one for later.
Save
Yeah.
one for later.
Definitely Juice, and then I can throw away Face Off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one's Face Off again?
That
That's
was
the
so
one.
easy for him.
I know,
It's,
right? Everybody else is so hard.
Yeah, I just on the top of the head, but yeah, Face Off is that movie where Nick Cage and John Travolta.
I remember it.
Yeah,
Now I
they
remember
got
why I
trade
don't.
faces. I want to take his face off.
I didn't log it in the memory for a reason, and that's Nicolas Cage. So
Hey, did you see that video where he was like drunk at a Vegas hotel with like his shoes off? And
no,
they
but I
kicked
can
him
picture
out?
it
Have
perfectly.
They just like thought he was like some random homeless dude.
Is that the one where he was like fighting with that 80s singer
I
outside?
don't even know. He
He
was,
was
all,
like, think you need to not do that. It's like they're both drunk and like and rambling back and forth.
yeah. Well,
To me,
the
that
one
sounds
I
like a
seen,
Nicolas Cage normal Tuesday night.
Fuck, not a Tuesday. That's a Monday. He starts his week out
Honestly.
strong.
No, he's crazy. Didn't he like buy like a Tyrannosaurus Rex skull or something?
Huh?
You can deep dive all the crazy stuff he buys and a lot of people like to think like that's why he does so many trash movies now because he has to fund his addiction to buy crap.
He's
Well,
like
hold on, let-
Tyrannosaurus Rex skull.
Yeah, I was gonna
let
say,
me
let's
cop
take that one back. What happened with the T-Rex? How did he buy a
Apparently,
T-Rex?
he like put up the money to buy like a Tyrannosaurus Rex skull because he wanted to have it.
See, I want
because
that type
he's
of
Nick
money.
Cage.
I want like dumb money where I could just like buy whatever I want
Yeah.
and just be reckless.
Yeah, I need that in my house.
Right?
Alex,
That's-
another T-Rex skull? Yes, I need this.
But this time I want the Triceratops.
All right, so Mike, you're a big DC fan, right? Or am I wrong?
No, you were absolutely right. I am 100% a DC apologist.
Okay.
Same.
Okay. See, that's good. See, we find ourselves on our show doing the same thing. We're apologizing a lot for DC.
Let's preface: we love Marvel, we love the MCU, but we don't shit on DC like everybody else does.
Oh, I appreciate it.
So
You guys
how
have
do you
found
how do you
a
feel
warm
about
place in my heart? Sorry. Go ahead.
how do you feel about the state of the DCEU versus Marvel? Like, what do you think they need to do? What do you think? How do you think they stand right now?
Oh my God, I have been waiting for this question my whole life. Thank you so much. Basically, they gotta retcon it, and apparently, what they have in the works to retcon it is what the Flash is going to do. But by saying all that, I do like the fact that they're just like, look, the DCEU as you know it is dead. We're gonna go off and do like these one-off movies because that's basically how comic books are. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a multiverse. There's different universes. So while this DCEU is happening over here, we can still have Robin Pattinson's Batman happening. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
can still have a Joker movie. And you just, when it comes to like, oh, but what about this other Batman? Just don't think about it. It's not that hard, people. Like
Right.
that's just the way I think about it all the time. So
I feel like DC has run themselves into a rut where, for the longest time, they were so scared to have the same character on different, forms of media. For instance, like the CW, like Arrowverse shows, like they like really didn't want to mention Batman or Superman or anything until they knew that the movie franchise was, tanking. And
Yeah.
I feel like had they had maybe taken that step to just acknowledge a multiverse before Marvel, they would have been ahead of the game and they could have resolved all of this. But like you
No.
said, with Flashpoint, hopefully that kind of corrects everything.
yeah, especially with Arrow, because I know Arrow, the thing that would always annoy me with Arrow is he was basically Batman because he
Right.
was fighting all his villains. But then they were telling me that they were Arrow villains, and it's like, nah, Deathstroke is Batman's villain. Ra's al Ghul is Batman's villain. So I remember
it sucks.
that's part of the reason why I checked out on Arrow, probably like at season 3. I was
Right.
like, I can't do this no more. But definitely, if
And-
they would have started tailoring it back then to like weave everything together,
Right.
instead of like, damn, Marvel has the Avengers out, we got to catch up, because you could tell a lot of it was just rush. But with that being said, I still stand my ground and say that what's it called? Man of Steel isn't that bad.
I
Let me
agree.
see. I can see the good in Batman v Superman, but it's not great. And I still like Zack Snyder's Justice League. I watched the 4 hours and enjoyed it thoroughly. So
Yeah.
that's me.
I agree.
Y'all
Batman vs
fucking-
Superman, I can't get over. I mean, the ending. I don't know what to
Y'all
say.
deep on the DC shit. I gotta catch up, bro.
You-
DJ's like, Superman flies.
Yeah, Superman flies and shoots lasers and shit. Batman's rich and has batarangs and cool cars and shit.
So vice versa, though, can I ask you guys?
Yeah.
What do y'all feel about like Phase 4? What's going on with Marvel right now? Because I know for me personally, I have my bias, but like I'm not excited for the Eternals. I'm not excited for like all these projects they have lined up because it's like I know it's like we get it. You got Guardians of the Galaxy in a very obscure property over to us, And it's like I just feel like they keep thinking like, all right, well, we're gonna do it again, and it's like I'm just supposed to like it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. To me, it's just like why. I understand. Like I haven't seen the movie yet, but it's just like why the Eternals? Why should I care about these guys when a lot of their Disney Plus properties are better than the movies they have lined up?
Well, I mean, Pedro hasn't seen Shang-Chi yet, but I mean, speaking on just that film alone, what I like about, or what I'm excited for with Phase 4 is we're going to finally dive into characters that we don't know much about, which is, I think, going to be to Marvel's benefit, because for years, we know everything about Iron Man, we know everything about Thor, we know about like all the mainstays, we know them. So like with Shang-Chi, I went into it with no expectation. I had no clue what his character was, what the background was, who his villain was, and I walked out of that loving that movie. So I'm kind of going into Eternals with the same optimism. Yeah, it's going to be a different take on, you know, typical Marvel movies, but after 20 some movies, I mean, I think it's time for them to kind of break that mold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I don't know, like I'm excited because one, I love superhero movies. I love Marvel because I think Marvel they're geniuses when it comes to putting out good products, right? My thing is that after 20 movies, you were building up a story, which was with Thanos and all the other stuff, and now that that's over, I for a long time I had that Marvel fatigue because I was like, yo, we've gone through so all these movies, and now we finally get the pinnacle of this whole storyline, and now it's like, now what? You know what I'm saying? Like now, because like we're all like every one of us, we all have that, like we want that instant gratification that we kind of don't want to wait another 20 movies to get something big again.
Yeah.
So like I'm kind of going back and forth with it, you know? I mean, that's me personally.
I do think that it would have been cool for them to maybe take like a 2 or 3 year break after Endgame instead of just pumping out movies. You know, they kind of were forced to take a break with COVID and everything. But even if they would have taken that pause, we would have probably, that fatigue that you felt, you probably wouldn't have felt that. But if anything, I feel like Mike said, I think that the Disney Plus shows have kind of reignited all that like excitement for the MCU. But I don't know. Overall, I'm excited for Phase 4 and what's coming up next.
Loved low-key. And I got one more question. This will be my question to you guys. Infinity War or Endgame?
Infinity War.
Yeah,
1,000%.
I'd say Infinity War.
I had to debate this with Pedro on multiple episodes, and he finally caved and was like, you know what, you're right.
And the reason why is because I watched Endgame, and then like I that's the one I would rewatch, right? And I totally forgot about Infinity War. And then after me and Alex were debating on our show, I went back and I rewatched Infinity War, and I was like, damn. This is really good.
Because I feel like Endgame had awesome moments, but Infinity War was just a good movie. Like overall, like the whole movie was good.
Endgame had it had a great landing, but the journey getting there was rough.
Yeah.
Right.
It was so rough for them explaining everything. Granted, now we got Disney Plus and a lot of the stuff has been figured out, but it just, I don't know, like Endgame just felt rushed to me. I don't know why.
Right.
Like just the process of getting to the end of the movie was just like, damn, that seemed kind of rushed. But
I mean, if you think about it, the whole universe was saved because a rat, fell onto that machine. So
hypotheticals.
So my thing with those movies are like, and I will never forget it. Both Infinity War and Endgame was such an amazing experience in the movie theater.
Yeah.
With Endgame being that end scene, everybody cheering when Cap picks up the hammer and everybody's cheering in the theater. Like it was bizarre, and I loved it. And there was like an electricity in the room. Yeah. But with Infinity War, the end, when everybody just starts dusting away, it was such a weird feeling walking out of that theater. Everybody quiet. Nobody saying a word.
Head down.
Lost.
Right.
Like,
it was such a weird feeling, but like it was like everybody in the theater lost something at that same moment.
Yeah.
And it was just insane. Like I will never forget those two experiences for the rest of my life.
It's crazy the amount of power that these films hold over people. It's like you get so invested with like all these characters and like all this shit going on, even though it's like a fictional story, but you get so invested with it, like you walk out of the movie theater with like just a whole fucking feeling, and like you're asking yourself all these questions. It's wild. I mean, it's just like to see people like cheering and shit too, like when certain parts pop up, and like how, like I went to go see Venom, and at the end of Venom, when all the shit popped off or whatever, the person I was with, they was like, why is everybody clapping? Like, what are they excited for? I was like, you don't get it.
Because they fixed it.
It's like,
Because they fixed it.
Yeah.
Actually, let's talk about that. What do y'all think is going to happen with Spider-Man No Way Home? Like, how do y'all feel? Do y'all think that Tobey and Andrew are coming back? Do you think that they're not?
Oh, absolutely.
If they do come back, I hope they don't put them. It sucks because they're probably going to put them all in the same joint. But I wish they would kind of like space it out.
Just do Into the Spider-Verse, but a live-action version of it. Essentially, that's exactly what I thought when all the rumors popped up. Was like, oh, okay, that'll be cool. And then the cherry on top would be you introduce Miles Morales at some point. And then we're like, oh, okay, awesome, perfect.
That has to be like
tie up Toby, tie up Garfield's story. You're good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, there's rumors talking about just that the story is, or the ending is maybe given away in the title, with it called No Way Home. People think that he may go into the Sonyverse and not be able to get back to the MCU. Like, would y'all like that? Do you think that'd be something that you'd want to see, or do you want him to remain in the MCU?
I'd like it. I basically went on a rant. That's the reason why I hated. I was totally against a standalone Venom movie altogether. I don't want to say I'm a purist, but I'm like, Venom can't exist without Spider-Man.
Exactly.
And so the fact that you gave me 2 movies without Spider-Man just always weirded me out. So that's why I like spoilers, but the ending of Venom 2, why I was like, oh, okay, cool. They fixed it.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That's going to be crazy, though, if like they just move forward with, doing Spider-Man and like with just Sony. I wonder how that's going to play out. I wonder how it's going to turn out.
I mean,
just be them taking their rights back.
But that too is just like, I feel like on the Marvel side they have better writers and shit.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if they play it smart, I mean, the same writers that were in charge of Into the Spider-Verse could just helm a live action version of it, and I'm sure that they'd do awesome. So I mean, it's just a matter of getting those key pieces, like getting Gwen Stacy coming back as Spider-Gwen, and Miles Morales, and like all those like big characters from the Spider-Verse. I think that would give them an edge to kind of compete with the MCU. But
yeah.
All right, cool. Well, since we were talking about Venom and Carnage and other scary people, I figured that we'll get into the topics. Right off the bat, it's October, and so I wanted to gauge this out. I didn't want to put a limit on it because it's kind of hard when you do it on the spot, and it's like, what are your top 3? But what are your guys' go-to scary movies for October? And also, before I gauge this, what type of scary movies are you? What type of scary movies do you like? Are y'all like slasher pictures, monsters, or is it like the haunted house things that you go towards?
Pedro's like, none of the above.
So I'm gonna go ahead and look. We said it on my podcast, so I'm gonna bring it up here. Look, I'm a bitch when it comes to scary movies, 100%. And my thing is like, I like slasher movies. Slasher movies are probably my answer. I'm a big slasher movie guy. I love Halloween. I love Scream. I love all that. I don't fuck with ghosts. I just don't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I just feel so eerie. Like, I know that they're actors and I know it's a movie, I know it's a TV show, but for some reason when I watch a movie with ghosts in them, I feel like they're here.
My argument though, my argument, to him for that every time is, what's more like, now I believe in ghosts, and we're probably going to talk about ghosts and stuff, but what's more likely to happen? Someone breaking into your house and killing you, or a ghost standing over your bed?
True. And exactly. My rebuttal, and look, Mike, listen, my rebuttal to that is when if there's a person there, I know I can fuck him up.
Michael Myers. Michael Myers.
I can't fuck up a ghost. If I start swinging,
freeze.
Hey,
exactly.
If a ghost rolls up on me, I'm gonna punch his go right through him. I'm gonna get that ectoplasm on my hand. With a person,
ectoplasm.
With a person there, I can fucking 1-2 that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
You probably get like a hit in. I feel like you'd be like,
maybe a hit.
No, don't.
but I would go out fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me.
So that's my argument to my mom, because my whole life she doesn't like scary movies, especially like horror movies like that. But she's the person who will spend all day watching Discovery ID about all these people like getting murdered in their home, real life stories, and she does it throughout the night. And I'm just like, wait. So you won't watch a fictional movie that Hollywood produced with special effects, but you'll watch stories about women who live alone like you and guys like fucking like wandered into their house and murdered them. Like that's cool with you? Like that trips me out all the time. You know,
My
it
mom's
doesn't
the
make
same
sense.
way. She watches all that shit. She watches all the Discovery ID.
I
and,
think it's like-
Snapped and all that.
Once you get to a certain age, you just want to watch that stuff. Because our parents will come home. Me and Pedro will go to the house like on Sundays or whatever, and we'll see them on the couch, and they're watching some like crime documentary, and there's like actual like footage and stuff from the crime scene. I'm like, well, how are y'all watching this like so like calmly?
Is that gonna affect the pod?
Nah, I should be good.
Hold up.
Zoom's over here tripping on us.
Yeah, Zoom
it's
tried to give
tripping.
us a gift.
I just hit okay on there.
Okay, awesome.
Hey, it's funny. We were all talking. We all just like.
What the
Like
hell?
we seen a ghost.
I was thinking, like, did they see that too? Like,
Oh,
is it just us?
It's getting spooky already.
All right, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna say mine. Like I love slasher movies. I guess one that always just pops in my head. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Scream.
Yeah.
Scream was always dope because to me it was very meta because it was almost like they were making fun of themselves.
Exactly.
Because like they're always talking about scary movies and being the person to say I'll be back, that bullshit or whatever. Like I liked it because it was like it was making fun of themselves while still kind of being scary.
Yeah.
A close second would be Halloween. Mike Myers, that's
Which
my
one?
dude. We go way back. You know what I'm saying?
Your boy.
Which Halloween?
So okay, I like what was it? Halloween 3 was dope.
Wow, really?
I like Halloween 3.
That's crazy.
Why you didn't like that one?
No. Really? I don't know. I know it's becoming more and more favorable, like as a cult classic.
Right.
But in like the grand scheme of the things, you just can't help but look at it like, damn, why'd they take Michael Myers out of that? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
And it's
I
just
see what
it's
you're saying.
But those
crazy that
movies
it's the
aren't-
only one without him in it.
Those movies aren't canon anymore, right? It was
No, it's not.
Yeah,
because it's just the first one and like the new ones.
Like, yeah, I saw a timeline that someone posted once this Halloween Kills came out. So it's like if you want to, it's like the 1978 part 1, part 2, and then 4, 5, 6, and H2O and Resurrection. And then what the 2018 reboot did was basically said anything after part 2 didn't happen.
Nothing.
Right.
And so you're going from there. And then
Yeah.
I think there's another.
What was the one with Busta
Thing
Rhymes?
too.
That one was good.
That was
That was
Resurrection.
That was Resurrection. Yeah, the Resurrection.
I think that's
I
the
will
only reason I've
say-
seen that one. It's because Busta Rhymes.
With Busta. I will say though, I know it's kind of like it was a stupid movie, but Freddy vs. Jason was fucking dope.
Yeah, but it wasn't scary though.
It wasn't scary, but I liked it.
I remember how big of a deal that was when that came
Yeah.
out. And everybody
Yeah.
was like, oh, did you get your tickets to Freddy vs. Jason? Like, it was
Yeah.
like everyone fucking went to that shit.
Right. Alex, go ahead.
I guess I'm a fan of any sort of scary movie except for like possession movies, like or exorcism movies. Just because not even because they're scary, but I feel like they're all the same. It's the same plot every time. And then I don't like possession ones. And what was the other one that I don't like? I can't think of it. But for my favorite scary movies, I would say the ones that I probably watch the most often is Insidious, because even though it's scary, like it has a good story, I think, and that red-faced demon always scares the shit out of me. The Strangers was good just because it was a little too real.
Yeah.
It seemed like something that could really happen. And The Conjuring is probably the scariest movie I've ever seen, but I've only watched it once, so I'd never watch it again. But
The Conjuring was definitely in recent times one of the best in theater like scary movie moments I've had with any. Sorry, the beer, man. It's just, but yeah, with like being in a theater for that movie for like all the jump scares that it had like an event feel to it. It felt like,
Right.
oh man, horror movies are back. When I went and saw that in theaters a long time ago.
that movie messed me up. And then even something like paranormal activity.
The first one.
That movie was that one's still good to revisit because even though it's not as scary as it was, I remember how scary it was when we first saw it. And
Because you didn't know if it was real or not.
yeah.
And it's
But
like,
I remember the other one that I don't like. So I don't like exorcism movies and like torture movies, like movies like Saw and stuff. Like I'm not a fan of like gore.
Torture
Pedro likes all those movies, but
Hostel.
yeah.
Hostel is fucking sick.
ugh,
Human Centipede.
Hostel too.
Oh,
that's a bad one. I think I remember I checked out on Saw like after 3.
Right.
Because I remember being in the theater for watching part 3, and I don't remember what the name of the trap was called. We'll just call it the Twister. And it's like a guy was like chained up, and it like twisted his leg off, twisted his other leg off, twisted his arms off, and then eventually it like twists his head off. And I was like, ugh, I don't need to watch this no more.
I was just like,
because I wouldn't, I wouldn't even get like scared or grossed out really of the movie. It was more so like someone thought of that to put that in the movie. So
like you had, like somebody
writing,
design these fucking traps. It's like, I don't want to go to your house.
That's
ever.
what's scary.
It's crazy.
Shit.
What about you, Chuck?
What are y'all's go-tos?
Man, Don't Look Under the Bed. You know, Disney.
hey,
That was
you
pretty
ain't
scary.
wrong.
That was pretty scary.
Nah, actually, that was fucking scary.
It was.
Nah, I'm gonna say probably Jason. Jason was one of my go-tos.
Friday the
Child's
13th?
Play.
What's the over-under that you could beat up Chucky if he was real?
I'd fuck Chucky up.
Oh yeah, I fucked Chucky up.
Never was scared of Chucky. I would have body slammed his
Chucky
ass.
would get murked.
Never scared.
And me as a kid,
I don't know,
I was
he's
kind
crafty.
of a badass kid, so yeah, Chucky would have got fucked up. There would have been no movie.
I used to hit my toys just so they knew. You know what I'm saying?
Don't try no silly
everything
shit.
came to life.
Yeah. Shit. So Jason, what else did I say?
You said-
Child's Play.
yeah,
Child's Play. Yeah. Shit, kind of in that realm, like older Candyman back in the day, the first one.
Still
Candyman
gotta
was
see the
good.
remake.
Have y'all seen the new one?
Not yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
What was that one? Puppet Master. That one kind of
Ooh.
fucked me up.
Puppet Master.
Puppet Master. This
I'm
movie,
not familiar.
Children of the Corn. Puppet Master was like, yeah, Puppet Master was a little intense. I just remember like a scene with like leeches, and like it was
Are you guys watching Children of the Corn while you're talking?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's in the background. We got the movie. With the
I was
sound
wondering
off.
why y'all kept looking up.
Weirdest thing I've ever heard. Okay, cool. No, that's fine. No, that's fine.
It's on
I've
the
actually
thing.
I've never seen it. I know the story and I know what it is, but I've never actually seen it.
It's just like children, and I don't fuck with kids.
I
You know
think
what I'm
that's
saying?
probably
Like,
the movie that fucked you up.
Look. If my son's standing over my bed, I'm going to kick him in the chest.
That
Like
movie
fucking
is
Pet
probably the thing
Sematary?
that messed you up then, because I remember you have always been scared of that movie.
I hate kids. I mean, I love my kid. No, sorry, hold on. Let me rewind. I love my son. I love my son. I hate possessed or yeah. All right, continue.
Yeah.
Yo, the kid in Pet Cemetery, that little motherfucker was creepy.
Yeah.
And the OG one, the new one was ass.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, new Pet Cemetery. was
Speaking
ass.
of bad kids, my buddy, his ex-girlfriend had a son who used to love Michael Myers. So he would constantly just like his security blanket was putting on the Michael Myers mask and just chilling and shit. And like he'd always send
hell
me
no.
he'd send me snaps of this kid just relaxing with the mask on. I'm like, yo, you need to end that.
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna end good for you, my guy. Like eventually.
Come over to your house. I'm punching your kid in
It's
the
like that
chest.
toy knife's gonna turn into a real one soon.
He's,
So-
just, he's just sitting on the couch with a knife and his fucking mask on.
Just
Yeah,
drinking
punching your
his
kid in the
Capri
chest.
Sun.
Yeah,
Through like the little mouth hole.
Oh shit.
that's crazy. For me, I'm kind of in the same boat as you guys. I do like horror movies, of course, but what's it called? Slasher movies never really scared me because even before Scream came out and Stu gave us the rules, I picked up on the fact that like in slasher movies, kids don't get killed. So I was kind of just like, oh, okay, so that's an adult thing, like death, taxes, and a homicidal maniac chasing after people is something that happens only to adults. So that's why
It's just
I
the
always
IRS
liked
man.
them. Yeah, just like that. So I always just thought that, and I always loved watching like Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Of course, I had a sister who was a teen in the '90s, so she was the demographic and always like renting them from
Right.
like Blockbuster. But I put some on here that I like, but I haven't seen too often, so I really got to pull them back. But I was thinking Pumpkinhead is really good, and it's one that I really would like to see a remake for. Actually, if they did decide to do that.
I don't remember that one.
So basically,
me neither.
Pumpkinhead is like a Native American curse that you put on somebody, and you summon this creature to come after whoever you want to curse. But at the end of the curse and the deed being done, you essentially become Pumpkinhead.
What?
So it's crazy. It's a crazy movie, and the creature is scary as hell. But I don't know why no one's ever touched that IP again. The Shining, of course, another creepy one. Do put that on there. And then here's my left field one that I like because it's something that I just saw in the 90s, and I always thought the monster was crazy. The Relic. It's this crazy horror movie. I don't know if y'all have ever seen this. It's got like Tom Sizemore in it, and it's about like this guy who goes to like the Amazon jungle and like gets like he gets cursed, and then like he comes back as a fucking monster and just starts wreaking havoc in a museum in Chicago. And just
I think they made a remake of that because it sounds familiar. I think so.
See that. I gotta see that. But yeah, that's another one that I'll put down on there for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Pumpkinhead. I need to watch that shit.
You got
Pumpkinhead.
to.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but it jogs the memory a little bit.
It's great. I know they had like 7 of them because like after the first one, they all went to straight VHS. You know. So
yeah, sometimes like back in the day, we just pick up like random like straight to like VHS.
Oh yeah,
fucking horror movies.
So the first time I ever saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like the shitty 1990s one with like it's like got McConaughey and I think Renee Zellweger in it. And like I remember my mom rented it and she was like, "Oh, this movie was so scary when I was in high school." I remember just laughing through the whole thing because it was just so fucking bad. She's just like, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know how the franchise fell off. I was like, yo, okay, whatever.
You know what's a really bad movie, like a bad, like scary movie? House of Wax.
Ooh. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was never.
That movie
terrible.
was so trash, bro.
Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
I loved it when she died.
She got piped, right?
Yeah, she does, doesn't she?
Yeah, Paris Hilton.
She got. I'm sorry. What was that?
She died with like a pole in her head or something like that, right?
It's through her mouth, right?
Yeah,
It was through the forehead.
Oh fuck! All right.
I thought it was through the forehead because I
forehead?
remember like she fell down and like then the pole went all the way through.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
It's crazy.
The shit that fucked me up was the he put the super glue on her shit. That was the one on her lips, right?
Where you like waxed
So
her
she
lip?
couldn't scream.
Oh,
Yeah, so she couldn't
They put,
scream.
like, super glue on her
They
lips.
closed it up. You know what? Another
then, like-
what's a
No, go ahead.
no? You know what's a good one? Jeepers Creepers.
Oh,
That was a
yeah.
classic.
Oh.
That was a classic.
Man, we said that
Why
on the
didn't I think
podcast a
about
while
that
ago. That's like one of the more recent movies that I can think scared the shit out of me because when I went and saw it, there were no seats available, so me and my homeboy sat front row. And I don't know if y'all know, but that's not a good place to sit when he's fucking on their ass and honking the horn real bad. So that shit, it freaked me out. And then also that's the first horror movie I ever saw where evil won. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets away in the end. So it's like, fuck. And then it's like if you pay attention to the surroundings, it clearly takes place in Texas somewhere.
I know,
Yeah.
man. Texas is fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, big old bat dudes flying around. Have you seen the third Jeepers Creepers?
Parts of it. It was too bad for me.
So
I think I have.
I saw it. I
they
didn't like it.
showed it at the Draft House here, and so I was like, you know what, fuck it, like I'll go check it out, like, you know, let's see how this shit ends. And that movie was so fucking trash.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
bad.
It was like a sci-fi home movie, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it wasn't it released like directly on Sci-Fi? Was it like a
I
TV
think so.
movie?
They did
I
like
don't
some
know
kind
why-
of like tour shit, and that's why they were showing it at the Draft House, and I was like, all right, cool, like let me check this out, and everybody was fucking excited. You should have seen everybody's face when they were walking out the theater. They were like,
It's like
I don't
waited
know
20
why it
years
just
for
seems
this.
like it's hard for scary movies to have sequels. Because I don't know if it's because they're trying to live up to the hype of the original one, especially if it's got popularity. But like the sequels for scary movies, at least for me, I feel like they're never great.
yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
I mean, Scream 4 is probably the best Scream, and it's the fourth one.
I don't remember Scream 4.
Scream 4 was a spoiler. It's the one where it's you find out that it was Sydney's niece that was actually killing everybody.
Right. Oh, that was a good one. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
So nah, I'm thinking right now. I really can't think of like a sequel that stands out as like being better. I mean, I guess some people would say Friday the 13th Part 2 because that's when it's Jason.
Right.
You know, but I other than that, I really don't know.
I think a lot of the time you just lose the magic of what made the first movie so scary.
Right.
Like Paranormal Activity 1 was terrifying, but then they did the same thing over and over and over, and then it just lost its allure or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that too is like after you watch the first one, it's like you go into it kind of already expecting, like, all right, this is what's gonna happen. This character's back, and you know.
All right. So, like, with scary movies, though, I'm thinking, another thing I was thinking about is if you were making your own scary movie, what are, like, some of the things that you would want to put in it that freak you out? Like, so, for instance, for me, this happened to me the other day. I have this thing where if sheets are standing up on the bed and I catch it out my peripheral, it scares the shit out of me. So
Now, when you say sheets
I
are
was gonna
standing
say, let's
up,
talk about that.
yeah, like the comforter. So I got out of bed the other day, and I
like
just
they're bunched up.
Like I threw the comforter in like a weird
I was
way.
gonna say, I was like, Mike, you got a ghost.
No. That's essentially what I'm leading to. Is like
shit is haunted.
I threw the comforter off of me when I got up, went and walked my dog, came back in and started working. And like when I was going into my room, because the bedroom's over to the left, like out the corner of my eye, all I saw was like this lump on the bed, and I like jumped back. I was like, "What the fuck?" And like I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, it's just the sheets." But I was like thinking, like, yo, if I ever did like a horror movie, I'd do something like that, where like the person like walks by and like they don't see it, but like the sheets actually are standing up physically and shit like that, and that would be like a creepy thing.
I will say that's probably one of the scarier moments. I forget which Paranormal Activity it was with the
third
sheet,
one.
and all of a sudden it just falls flat.
Yeah.
It made my hair stand up.
Dog. Okay. So the other night I had a fucking drink. Now that you say that, I'm thinking about it, and it's like making my fucking. It's giving me goose pimples.
I can't wait to get out of this apartment.
So,
Leave me here.
like I'm laying in bed and like everything looks like the same as like my room, but I can tell I'm dreaming. Like there's just things that are like a little bit different. So I look and I see my bathroom door cracked, and I see it kind of swaying, and so I'm like, what the fuck? Like why is my door swaying like that? And then it opens kind of wide, and then it fucking slams closed. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I get up real quick, and I don't want to run by the fucking bathroom because it's like right there. It's on the way out. And so like I sit up, and the door fucking flies open. And I'm like, yo, if something comes out, I'm dead. I'm fucking dead, right? And so I get up, and in my room, like I'm still moving shit. So I have boxes. And so I was just like, fuck it. So I grab one of the boxes, and I throw it into the fucking bathroom, and I try to run by real quick. And then for some weird reason, I don't know if it was you or if it was Double R, but like, he's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, yo, there's like some shit popping off in my bedroom right now. Like something's in my bathroom. And you're like, what? And so for some dumbass reason, we're like, let's go check it out. So we go back in my room, and on the bed, like laying flat, like on her back, like you can see like the shape of the face and the body like down to the feet, and he's just like laying stiff, but it's under the sheets.
Oh,
right?
shit.
And so we're like, what the fuck? And so we're standing there for a second, and then it just goes and goes flat.
Fuck.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And then we just leave. And then I woke up. But
Never mind, DJ, you got ghosts.
Some vivid
that shit creeped me the fuck out. I woke up, I was like, yo, I gotta put that in a movie.
Those are like the toughest dreams, the dreams that feel like so real, and you felt like everything just happened, and then you wake up and you're like, oh no, I'm good. But then like there's a part of you that's like,
Yo, looking
was that
around
real
and shit.
or was that like, yeah, I don't know. But Pedro, what would you put into a scary movie?
I mean, the thing that scared me, obviously, little kid ghosts. I mean, that shit's a given. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I guess all my stuff is like whatever's on real ghost movies. Like that shit scares the fuck out of me. Like just faint whispers and shit. I don't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with little kids singing. I don't fuck with little kids playing. Look, just little kids in general. Okay?
So what if it's like a full like grown adult ghost? You're like cool with that one?
No, I'm not cool with either. But I'm just saying that the little kids scare me the most.
Gotcha.
What if
Because
what if
they're supposed to be innocent, so why are you acting so evil? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what if your son or your kid has like an imaginary friend? Would that creep you out too?
So he kind of does.
So okay,
oh shit! Wow,
Okay,
my
so-
bad.
so-
My bad.
He's all sitting right next to Pedro right now.
really? Why would you? Why would you do that?
Hey, if you feel something on your
I've
neck, bro.
I've talked about this with my wife, and I told her, I was like, look, if he starts saying that his friend wants to do something, or we're moving, we're leaving, and there's no questions asked. I have a written contract to say if some shit goes down, we are leaving, no questions asked. And he sometimes he'll be talking in his room, and I'll go in there like, hey, buddy, who you talking to? And he was like, oh, I'm just playing. And I was like, hey, why don't you get some friends?
Get out the house right now. Go make some friends.
Go
come
play
here, come
outside.
This is a playground.
Y'all
You're
take
not
him to
coming
the
back
park.
in until you make 5 friends.
You're meeting real people.
I mean, Cam is doing some weird stuff where like, you know, he'll like look off into the distance. He'll look upstairs and like stare for a long time.
Okay, let's not talk
It's
about that
true.
no more. Let's keep it going.
Wow.
Dog, the picture that you posted on Instagram the other day where he's wearing the T-Rex head with the gloves. That was the funniest shit I've seen.
And he
in, like,
just
the
woke up from
longest
his
time.
nap and he's like, all right, I'm just going to put this shit on. I'm done.
He's like, man, it's dino time. Let's go.
Do it.
Fucking chilling with his mask on. That shit is hilarious. Man.
Alex, what about you, man? What would you put in your scary movie?
I feel like the scariest movies are the movies that are like the most real. So, or the ones that could be the most real. So it'd be like some sort of like strangers, like home invasion type thing like that.
Okay.
That's just scary. Or even like, remember that movie They, where like that kid was like sitting or was like going to sleep, and then like that his like closet door like slowly crept open, and you saw
Yeah.
that thing, and it like chased him like
Yeah.
that. Also, something like that. Do y'all sleep with y'all's doors open or closed?
No,
I know-
closed.
Close.
They're
And
all
we'll
closed.
get into that at the end of the podcast of why I do that.
Okay. Because I've met people who say that they're like, oh yeah, no, I leave like my bedroom door open, my closet door, my bathroom door. I'm like, are you fucking insane? Like I know
close
that
every door behind me.
Exactly. I live alone, so I'll, even if I'm like in the living room, I'll close every door, like because I don't want to look down a hallway and like see an empty like a dark doorway. So I'm
Yeah.
like, let me just close every door just so that it's easier.
That would be another thing I'd throw in a movie is just like looking down a dark hallway and
Yeah.
like something just standing in the darkness looking back at you. That would
Yeah.
just that would fuck me up. Real talk.
Man.
Pedro's not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
I'm not going to be able to sleep now that we're talking about this. Like, I'm just looking around. I'm like, fuck, I'm screwed. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I think for me, I always think of a lot of crazy shit as is. Because you know, I do film, right? So like I'm always trying to think of ideas and shit to like put in, you know, to movies. But the one like major thing for me is like I hate when I see shit like peeking around a corner.
Oh.
And you can't really like make out what it is, or like you see shit out the corner of your eye and you can't really tell what it is. It's like a shape.
Yeah.
Or like if you're in the shower, like there's one thing that I always think about when I'm in the shower, and like I'll go to like wash my hair, but I'll open my curtain and I'll look around my bathroom before I do, and I'm like, all right, nothing's in here, cool.
Yeah.
Wash.
So
But
they
I'm
have-
like, yo, like what if I just like open my eye and I see a fucking head like just creep in like from under the goddamn shower curtain, like that shit out, because you can't do nothing. You butt naked and you got soap on you, and I'm not gonna wrestle a fucking demon butt naked.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Like
I just
said,
refuse.
mine is washing my hair and then like getting the water out of my eyes, and
Yeah.
something's in the shower
Oh
with
my
me.
God. I think of that I think of that constantly.
But they do have a shower. Like you might have a solution, because I have these shower curtains that are like half, like they're like half like whatever, like half like regular shower
Like
curtain, but
clear?
like there's like a little like window so you can see through it. So I'll send you a link so you can
But
buy
what,
some.
I need those.
but what if you're doing that and you're looking out, you're like, haha, I can see, and then something just pokes their head up and was like, what's up, Alex?
All
You thought this shower
Now
curtain was
you
gonna
ruined
work?
showers for Alex.
motherfucker?
Yeah, now it's
Yeah.
not gonna be good.
That's just one thing or that too. It's like when you like wash your face and then you open your eyes. What if you open your eyes and there's something just nose to nose with you like a fucking boxer?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like a fucking
you dead.
boxer.
It's
What's
like,
up?
yeah, come on, guys.
So just ready to fight.
Mike Tyson in your shower?
Yeah, he's like, come on, you wash your face. Hell yeah. Oh man, but yeah, fucking just being butt naked in the shower and something. Like, what do you do? Because you can't carry weapons in the shower.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're that paranoid and you're like have some shit in the shower, but yeah.
I'm along the lines of I just don't want to die butt naked, like in my most
Yo,
vulnerable
For
position.
real.
Yeah.
Because then once like rigor mortis sets in, it's gonna look like you have a
Rigor
boner.
mortis.
and then somebody got to find you butt naked. And how they gonna get you?
How
out the
long are you
shower?
going to be dead before somebody finds you?
Because you don't. I live by myself. Like I'm like, damn, we ain't heard.
He comes in,
from
he's like-
DJ in a couple of days.
I'm gonna hit you up to do the pod. No
He's like
response.
petrified for some reason. Like,
I'm just in there with one hand on my chest. Like, fuck, I would hate to die naked. That's horrible. I think I gotta
No,
die.
but-
At least like if I do die naked, like somebody put underwear on me before somebody gets there, please.
That shit about like seeing stuff from like the corner of your eye, I always have that. And in my old apartment where my living room was, it like kind of faced my stairs, and I would constantly see something. I like either walking up the stairs or walking down the stairs, or I mean I would look real quick and nothing was there, but it always seemed like something was there.
So around the holidays, my mom has like this life-size Santa that's like it's probably like 5'5", the height of it.
It's about
And
Pedro's height.
Yeah. And she likes
son
to
of a bitch.
she'd stick them down at the bottom of the staircase because that's like the Christmas area. And so in the middle of the night when you like go downstairs to get a drink, you'd see the silhouette of somebody standing there and you'd be like, what the fuck? You like jump back like real quick because it's just like it always happens. So it got to the point where it's like, of course, I don't live there no more, but it's just like even now that she's just there by herself, it's like, hey, we can't put that Santa out no more because it's just it's not
too
good.
much.
Not
It's a
good for her.
liability.
Like it gets her too. Like she'll come back from the restroom and like bend the corner and he'll be like standing right there. And then that was when she was like, all right, I can't put him out no more because he scares me now too.
Fucking punch him.
Yeah.
Bitch ass Santa. Fuck out of here. Yo, that thing, like when you're downstairs before you go upstairs and you fucking like try to turn off the light and run upstairs real quick.
I've never felt like an Olympic athlete before in my life until those moments. I've
was
never
the time on
ran
that?
so fast. I've never jumped stairs so fast until like I'm turning off the lights.
That was my life in a younger time back when I lived on Randolph. And since we're talking about Randolph now, I think it's time for us to get into the main point of this podcast. It was brought to my attention, and I remember this also, that y'all moved into my friend's house on Randolph. But first off, before we get into this, let's just go around the table. How long did y'all live on Randolph? I'll start. I moved on base in 93, and I moved off in 2002. So I spent 9 years on that base, and it was only Alex to go along with you. I do believe in ghosts. And I feel that my house was haunted, and like I would keep that to myself all the time. And then like me and my sisters finally talked about it before we moved off base, and we were just like, no, shit happened. And then it came to the point where like I talked to other friends that I had that also lived on base in different areas, and they said the same thing, like, no, shit happened in my house too. So I wanted to talk to you guys because the house you guys moved into was my old friend's house who
That's
lived there
interesting.
prior to y'all.
Yeah.
And
Did your friend ever say anything about the house?
So I asked him again recently, and he was, I don't know, he just couldn't remember much. And I was telling him, like, do you remember around the time, it was probably like right after The Sixth Sense came out. And he had 2 dogs, and they would always bark at walls and shit and like stare at like spaces where no one was there. And like our running joke between each other would be like, oh, dog's got the 6th sense. And we'd like fuck around with that shit. But that was like the main thing I remember about his house whenever I like stay the night over there or whatnot. And then I did know you guys moved in right after. So that's why I was like, let's do this podcast because I want to know if like anything happened with them that they can think of also.
We have a lot.
So we moved in 2013.
No,
We didn't
2003.
leave- Or 2003, sorry, 2003, and we
I was like,
we
damn,
left. No, sorry, 2003, and we left in what 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
Okay, I will say that motherfucker was haunted.
It always felt like something was like looking at you at all
Right. Yeah.
times.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and go into it. I'm gonna tell you about just one experience from me. You know, before living on base, even after living off base, I've never ever sleptwalk. Right? Only in this house, I sleptwalk.
Wow.
I found myself waking up with my face against the wall. Right? I woke up downstairs in the computer chair, and I would wake up and be like, how the fuck did I get down here? And there was one night that I woke up and I was walking into my closet.
Ugh.
And I woke up and freaked out. I didn't understand how, like, I'm getting all goosebumps on here just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I woke up and I didn't understand why I was sleepwalking. I just thought, oh, because my dad used to do it. My dad used to sleepwalk.
And that's the weird thing is that our dad sleptwalked, but only in the house. Once we moved off base, he stopped sleepwalking.
Right. So I figured, oh, it's hereditary. My dad does it. I'm doing it or whatever. Then there was a couple nights that I would wake up in the middle of the night, and you know how like sometimes like you're half asleep, half awake, you kind of see like something like I swear to everything. I woke up and there was someone staring at me. Right?
Okay.
Didn't you say it was me? Didn't you ask like if it was me?
I thought it was Alex, and he was staring at me, and like I kind of reached out to kind of grab him, and like my hand just like went through, and then it kind of just like I felt like I just woke up, so I just put it off as like I was dreaming.
Yeah.
Bruh.
So you just gave me chills because all right. So in my house, me and my
Where
middle
did you
sister.
live?
I lived in the duplexes, so I lived on the same side of the base as you, but I was on the east side, so I was right down the street from where the youth center was.
Okay,
you guys like, y'all same neighborhood also. Now that I'm thinking about it, y'all were like 2 streets over.
I forgot we said the east side and the west side.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I'm on the east side, folk. But for me, I remember because when I grew up, me and my middle sister shared a room when we lived on Dias, and then when we moved to Randolph, there were enough rooms for all of us to each have our own. And my issue was I could never sleep in the room because this is before I had a TV or anything. And like whenever you hit the lights in my room, I'd see shit in the room. Like just I'd see like the only thing I can describe it as is streaks, like just streaks in the room, and it would freak me the fuck out. So I would always my sister got so prone to me coming and going into her bed and laying down with her that she just had like an open door policy with me where it's like if you get freaked out you can come and run and sleep in my room. And I remember one night I was on punishment. I'm assuming I did something fucked up, and they made me sleep in my room. And my dad was like, "You have to stay in here. I'm gonna leave I had the room that was right next to the restroom upstairs. So he was like, I'll leave the restroom light on for you as like a nightlight. And so like I'm sleeping. And then, like, same thing, I get, like, a cold sweat, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and I shit you not, and I swear to this day, I saw, like, 2 disembodied fucking orange eyes looking at me. And, like, I got up and just fled straight to my sister's fucking room. And that was it for a while. Like, I would have these instances, like, every 6 months where it was like, nah, I got to sleep with my sister because something freaky happened. And then eventually my parents were just like, let's just get him a TV and he'll stay in his room. And so the thing about with you when you're sleepwalking, I used to see shit in the room in the night when I on base. The first night I moved off base, I wanted to test the theory. I was like, that house was haunted. And so like I was laying in my new room at the new house and I turned off the TV. I didn't see anything. And I haven't seen it ever since I lived on Randolph of just like these streaks just in the fucking, it was so crazy. But that's why I can't sleep with like closet doors open.
Same.
It's why I close doors behind me. And it's fucked me up to this day, honestly. Like it's basically molded me into the person I am now. And like, I'm not paranoid. It's just like, I know something went down. And then it's also, like I said, it wasn't until like me and my sisters conversated about it that we realized like, no, they had instances too. So like my sister, my older sister was like 18 at the time before we moved out. And so she's the one going out all the time, coming in late. And she had the room that was directly at the top of the staircase, like adjacent, if you know what I'm talking about. Cause you had like the landing
Alex's room.
Okay. Yeah. And her thing was like, she was like, I always had to sleep with my door closed because I could hear something walking up and down the stairs at night. And then she also said in the middle of the night, she muted her TV one time and she clearly heard like a fucking conversation happening, which sounded like it was like right outside of her door.
Yo, this is
like
insane,
she opened the door
bro.
and no one was
It's
there.
weird how similar it is. It's weird how similar because we had a similar experience where I think me and Pedro, we used one of our, because we were just a 4-person family, so we used the 3rd bedroom or the 4th bedroom upstairs as like a family room, as like a TV room. And so me and Pedro would watch, TV and stay up late, especially during the summers. And I think I fell asleep on the couch when Pedro kept watching TV. But I remember you woke me up and you were pretty scared, and you said that like you didn't tell me right then and there. You told me later that you thought you heard like whispering in the hallway.
Yeah.
And right? Yeah. I'm not making that up, right?
No.
You said that. And with the door thing, that is weird that she said that, because I had the exact same room, and it constantly I would hear like it sounded like footsteps just outside of the door, because you know like how those old houses were very creaky. So like if you stepped on a certain plank, it would kind of creak or whatever.
hear
So
it.
I constantly heard that, which is why now I can't go to sleep unless I have like some sort of like fan or like a droning
Exactly.
sound going. I can't sleep in silence
Same.
because
Yeah,
I'm like
same
waiting to hear those creaks like that I heard before.
Alex, tell him about your bird.
So I had 2 birds at
Little
different
canary-
times.
Not canaries, parakeets. Right?
Parakeets. When I was like 9 or like 10 years old or whatever. Well, I had one, and then so I had one to begin with, and it was a good bird, whatever. It's a parakeet. There's not much to say about it. But we went to like SeaWorld or Six Flags or something like that as a family, and then we were there all day. We got back late night, and we opened the door, and it smelled a little weird, but we didn't know why. And
Sorry. When we got into the house, it just felt weird. And I even said the words, it just feels like death in here.
no, you said it smells like death.
It smells like death in here.
And
So go
then, so we didn't think anything of it. We're like, oh, maybe it's the trash or whatever. So, I'm going about, my night, and I go upstairs, and I see my bird at the bottom of the cage, and it's not like it just like fell over and like died. Its neck was like completely like twisted around.
Wow.
Like it was like someone like broke its neck. So, I try to rationalize it, and I was like, oh, maybe even my parents try to rationalize it. They were like, maybe he flew into like the wall of the cage and like broke his neck. But like, if that was the case, it wouldn't be twisted like that. So, so then, time passes, and I get another bird, same type of parakeet, and that one dies the same way. Mm-hmm. When we're all out of the house, we come back, and it was dead. So something was killing these birds in there.
Okay, so that creeped me out again because I had another friend similar. He had a pet rabbit, and they went on vacation, and the neighbors had to watch it, and so they kept feeding it and everything. And then one day they went in there, and the rabbit's name was Thumper. They said that Thumper put his head through the cage and snapped his own neck. And I remember thinking it was like
I just got chills.
I remember thinking like that was like you're tripping, like that was the most mild mannered rabbit ever. It was chill.
He was like,
and
"Fuck
so they
this
had
shit."
another one. Yeah, they had another one, and the same thing happened eventually. Like the family goes out of town, and that's when it would happen.
Is this on Randolph?
Yeah. All
That's
this is
the
on
exact
Randolph.
same
There's
story,
a
just
ghost going around
different
Randolph,
species.
snapping animals' necks. Like
This is
fucking crazy.
insane.
That's
I'm
crazy.
saying,
Yeah.
The similarities are crazy. Also, hey, Chucky, you got some stories?
He was like, nah, my house was fine.
Maybe it was just the east side of the base, because
Maybe.
maybe that's where all the rowdy shit happens on the east
Hey,
side.
why
There
do you
was, like,
think I
a lot
always say
of-
the night at your house all the time?
Like, yeah, Pedro,
So-
come on over.
Nah, Mom, I'm going over to Chaku's. Bye.
I'm just
Yeah,
fucking
so-
scared.
Bye, Alex.
I
Enjoy
mean,
yourself.
at my place, like, yeah, it was creepy. Like, you would hear like creaks and shit. I would see a lot of shit in my room. Not necessarily like figures, but I would just like, how you have like the pile of laundry and you think it's something.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
but I
I think the
I would have
scary.
these like weird ass dreams. I would have a lot of weird ass dreams when I lived there, and it was all shit. Like, one did not feel like a fucking dream. Like my room, like everything, because you know how like you get home from school, and one of these days I think I was just like super tired. So as soon as I got home, like I just went upstairs and like I laid down, and you know how like when you wake up and it's dark, you're like, oh fuck. And you just feel like discombobulated. So I woke up and I heard something humming in my closet. And I didn't, you know how it sounded like an electrical hum, like a, and so I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is that? So I go and I like open my closet, and it gets louder, but it's more of like a regular like a hum. Like it was fucking weird. And so I can see like a shape, but I didn't know what the fuck it was. And I was like, okay, it's like laundry. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then so eventually I slammed my door and I went downstairs. And like I was just hanging out downstairs for like a long time. I don't even think I slept back in my room that night. But it was just like a lot of weird shit. But yeah, I would see more shit like around the base than I would at my house.
Yeah.
Pedro, what were you about to say?
Oh no! As far as DJ's house, I think the scariest thing in DJ's house was DJ himself, because this fool would punch holes in walls. He was like he was
really-
a
I
trouble
forgot
child.
about that.
Trouble
yeah.
you.
Fucking
He was a
Karate
trouble-
Kid, baby.
I forgot about that.
He had holes in his wall because he was mad because his mom didn't put ketchup on his hot dog or some bullshit or whatever.
Oh, you a fucking lie.
Damn,
You a
Chaku.
goddamn lie.
How did you manage this? How did you become such a balanced human being now?
Yo,
I don't
me
get
and
it.
my
Balance?
sister used to fight a lot.
Yeah.
Like there was this thing because it would piss me off that she would never get in trouble for shit and I would get in trouble for everything. And I mean, she's an older kid, you know, baby or whatever, like first child, like, oh my God, yeah. So me and her would fight a bunch. And I remember one time we had got into it about doing the dishes. And I was so fucking pissed off. There was a 20-ounce bottle, empty, sitting next to the counter. And she said some slick shit. And I was like, what, bitch? And I fucking threw the bottle. And that shit stuck in the door like a dart.
God damn, Chaku.
Damn.
And I was like, fuck, my parents are going to kick
That,
my
honestly, the scariest
ass.
thing in DJ's house was DJ. So I'm not.
I forgot that DJ wasn't always so like level-headed like that.
Nah,
Like
that
that.
The
fool,
scourge
he
of
had-
Chaku.
I was a
Yo,
little hothead, man.
DJ got mad. He punched the locker and broke his own damn hand. Like,
Dog, I think I remember you with that cast on your hand.
Yeah, my shit
yeah,
was-
fool.
I did not know that.
Yeah, my
Yo, he
shit
got.
was
It's
all
because he got
fucked up.
pissed at Miss Alderman.
This guy.
All right, let's
Man,
not
fuck
throw
that
names
lady.
out.
Yo,
Let's
we gotta
relax.
have like a therapy session.
You know,
for
see, like, people used to talk shit about me getting upset, but Miss Pannebecker, like, that bitch had it out for me.
All right, let's not throw names out, guys.
Yeah, nah, we fucking throwing
can't do
names.
that. Can't do
'Cause she had, like, some
Miss
kind of
Alderman,
weird
Miss Pannebecker, Miss
vendetta
McMiniman.
against me. And I seen her recently when I
These
was
poor
started
women
working
probably
on
aren't
base.
even alive anymore. They were old.
Nah, she's still alive.
No, she is. My old coworker at the bank, he was like best friends with their son. And he like asked me that. He was like, oh, you went to Randolph, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, did you know Miss Pannebecker? I was like, yeah, I hated her. And she was like, oh man, that's like my second mom. I was like, must be okay.
She used to have like some weird. It was crazy though, cause like I seen her when I moved back. I was working at the shopette on base, and she comes through my line, and I was like, "Oh, this bitch!" It's like this motherfucker right here. This is the one that I used to get sent out of her class all the time. And around that same time when I broke my hand, right, we were doing a project where we had to make like a cell, and we had to do like we had to like make like a poster board or some shit, and I couldn't fucking write, so I used my left hand and it was all jacked up. And she was like, well, you need to get better at using it. She said some slick shit like that. She's like, my son can do it. And I was like, well, I'm not your fucking son. And
Look,
yeah, I got in trouble for that shit.
The funniest thing about DJ's hand, though, and I know we're supposed to be talking about scary shit, but hold on.
Yeah.
Why y'all putting my shit out there
No,
like
look,
that?
Well, we
goddamn?
are talking about scary shit. Chaku's a scary motherfucker.
Hey, the funny thing is this motherfucker, he punched the locker knowing damn well we're all looking like he's trying to look all badass or whatever. So look, he punches the locker. Next thing we know, we're like, hey, where'd DJ go? Oh, he went to the nurse.
I had to go get my shit checked out, man. I had to wrap that motherfucker up. My shit looked like a Mickey Mouse glove. My hand was fucked up. But
With the big ass
funny thing
afro
was,
that he had.
the funny thing was, is I didn't go get my hand checked out for like 2 weeks, so that shit started healing. So they had to reset it.
Yeah.
I thought you broke that shit like skateboarding or some shit.
Nah.
Now that I know the truth,
I'm not that badass.
he ain't that cool.
Yeah.
He just
You're a
wanted to
wild
fight
boy.
teachers and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
The regular
man,
stuff.
Fuck them. Fuck. All right, whatever. You gonna get me started? I'm about to turn into old DJ.
All right, but
fucking.
Do y'all remember? This is kind of off topic, but do y'all remember the long stretch from like the bowling alley to like where the gym is? Like, you know, that long. I forgot what that road is called.
The new
hold on a
gym or
second.
the
Yeah,
old gym?
that's what I was gonna say.
The,
New gym or
the,
old
the
gym?
new gym.
the new
Okay.
gym, the new gym.
Because you know,
Yeah.
like it's like the gym and like the church
Where the
and like
softball
the
fields
tennis
are.
courts.
Yeah,
and,
just
like,
just the road leading
yeah,
up
it's
to
just
it.
that one long
Yeah.
road. So we lived, you know, in your old friend's house in that front house, like right across the street from the new gym. So anytime like I was hanging out with my friends, like on the west side or on at the bowling alley or whatever, I had to like go down that one road. And if y'all remember it, there's no lights on that road. It's
yeah,
just
it was
trees.
super fucking dark.
It's just trees. So like I remember I would walk to like the edge of the light where the last like light pole was, and I would be like, and just sprint as fast as I could. Every time,
I think
every
we
single
all-
time.
When I got
That
my
shit was-
bike, yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
you're leaving the bowling alley. It's like, fuck, the streetlights are on. I got to get home, guys. I would like just full book all the way down that street back home because it was so creepy from like the shadows from the fucking trees,
and especially by the church too. It was just, it was a weird. Yeah,
you wanted no part of it.
That area by the church though is fucking creepy by itself. Like, and then across the street, that building where it has like that little like space downstairs.
The
ATC, the ATC building.
Yeah.
So the thing is like with us, I don't know who had it. I don't know if it was DJ's. I don't know if it was Drew's, but he had this the electric scooter. You remember the gas scooter? You remember that?
That was Drew's.
That was Drew's, right? So we all used to share it like it was all of ours. Like we would like take it to each other's house, and that's how I would get home. And like I would try to go as fast as I can because I felt like someone was chasing me. Like I would just go as fast as I can going down that road. Oh man, those roads were scary, man.
They really were.
They were I think it's crazy because every time I go back on base now, whenever I do, because it's few and far between, I always realize how fucking small the streets are.
I know.
And I'm like, wow, I thought this was so big when I was little. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I don't know, but I think it's just interesting how creepy it just like the base in general is. I remember, so when I moved on base, there were still more kids there. Cause I know like when you guys got on base, that was when they were starting to funnel people out.
Right.
And so like they already had like their own like urban legends and shit. And so like, I remember like the thing they told me, like the older kids like on the playground was just like, oh, well, Eberly Park is haunted by the pilot who crashed there.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you go out there at 10 o'clock when Taps is playing, you can see his spirit roaming around looking for his plane. And I was just like, damn. So it's just like, I never thought like, of course, nowadays a simple Google search will tell you that that's not true.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like back to the housing situation, I'll submit 2 more stories to you guys and then we can go from there. But I'll tell you this. So when it came to us moving off base, I felt like shit got more crazy. Like, I don't know, maybe like whatever was in the house didn't like the fact that we were leaving. And so we had a TV. It was like a 90s TV, of course. And I don't know if you guys remember, like when you turned on and off a 90s TV, like how the picture came on, like it would collapse. It would like come from the middle and then big like that. And then when you turned it off, it would collapse to the center. And then the line would come to a dot and then turn off. So I remember like right before we moved out, like I'd press the button to leave because like the remote, it had long broke. Like we got the TV in like the early 90s. So it could have just been the bulb, but who cares? And I remember like hitting the button to leave and like go upstairs. And then like I start walking up the stairs and I hear the TV come back on. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hell no.
So like I came back downstairs and I like looked and the picture's on and everything. I'm like, what the fuck? So I do it again and I like stay there. And that's when I see like the picture, it goes to the center of the screen. And then you got like that line through the center. And then it would just come back up. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I hit it again, but I gave it like a hard count and it went off. And then eventually this happened when my mom saw it. And she was just like, oh, we got a ghost powered TV. And it was just like a funny joke.
No, Mom, we don't.
Why were all the parents like so chill about it? Our parents always acted like nothing was wrong. We were telling them all these crazy stories and nothing.
Mom, we're gonna die.
So the TV, the funny part about it was it died. It didn't make it through the move. When we got to the new house, we plugged it in and it didn't come on. So that was that. But the thing about your parents' part, my final story is about my mom. Because it took the 9 years of us being there for her to become a believer of what we were doing, what was happening. And so with her, we went back on base to clean our house, to do like a final cleanup and everything upstairs. And she was just like, hey, even before we get in the house, she was like, I just got a weird feeling, so stick around. You know what I'm saying? Don't wander too far. Just stay in the house with me. And I was like, all right, whatever, Mom. And, you know, I'm there chilling with her. And then like I look out the window and I see my friends, they're riding their bikes. So it's like, all right, let me go outside, hang out with them, tell them where I live now and everything. And like I'm not gone for more than like 5 minutes, I think. And I'm just chit-chatting, chilling and shit. And then like they leave and I start walking back and then my mom comes out the house and like she looks like frightened. And I'll never forget the look on her face. Like she was just terrified. She was like, I was like, yo, what's up? She like grabs me and she's like, I told you not to leave. And I was like, I was just talking with my friends. Like, I'm sorry. And she was just like, come back in the house, please. So like I go in there, she finishes cleaning the upstairs and then we leave. And as we're leaving, we're in the car. And that's when she like turns down the music and she tells me, she was like, I was sweeping the stairs and you know, like y'all remember how it looked. You had the landing up top. Then there was the flight of stairs, another landing, then another flight of stairs. So she was on the middle landing and she said she was sweeping the stairs and something ran across the top.
Yo.
And she didn't know what it was. She called my name and I didn't answer. And that was when she freaked out and she ran outside to get me.
Bro.
And that was when in the car that day, she like told me, he was like, I'm sorry for not believing you guys. I don't know why, but I'm sorry for not believing you guys. And that was when it finally hit me of like, oh shit, like that house really was fucking haunted. Like we just didn't get it. But yeah, and that story to this day gives me goosebumps because I even had to check with my oldest sister, like to be like, yo, what happened? And like she even brought it back up, was like, yo, didn't something happen to you and mom when y'all were cleaning the house? And I was like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
That shit's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like y'all are probably similar to us, where like if Pedro ever saw something or if I saw something, we just wouldn't talk about it in the house. We would talk about it like as soon as we got in the car, like left. We're like, we're not going to talk about it and let it know that we know that it's here. So
So it's funny because.
are you going to talk about the stereo thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So before we get there, because that's like a bigger story, so these other smaller stories won't sound that big. So I have two short stories. There was one. This one, you know, take it as what you will, but it was a little weird. So when I was probably like 9 years old, I had a bunch of those like wrestling, like action figures or whatever, and like like the big like Titantron like ramp thing that they walked down like when they first walked to the ring and stuff.
Oh hell yeah.
Well, I had one of those, and it would only work if you put Vince McMahon on the top of the ramp, and then it would
magnetic.
and
Yeah.
it would go off, and then it would choose a different person's song or whatever. But it only worked with him. So we went on a vacation. We went like on a road trip or something, and we all got back, and I remember going up to my room and like starting to unpack my bags and stuff, and my closet doors are fully closed, and all of a sudden I hear Vince McMahon's theme music turn on. They're like, no chance. Like it was going like, it was really loud, and it was coming from the closet. So I was like, I wasn't too scared yet, because I was like, maybe something just moved or whatever. So I opened the closet, and it's sitting at the top of my closet, fully lighting up. The music's going, and I was like, that's weird. So I take it down, and I'm like trying to search for where the Vince McMahon thing is, and it's not up there. So then I just put it down, don't think anything of it. And then I keep unpacking my bags, and I look over to like this like toy chest that I had, and the Vince McMahon is on the top of that toy chest. So he was nowhere near close enough to let that go off. So I'm gonna chalk that up to maybe some sort of electromagnetic something. Maybe when we walked in the house, we like shifted some shit, but that kind of shook me. For a while. And the other story that I have, it was one where, because I never really saw anything in the house. I know Pedro, may have seen a couple things. Like, you didn't tell them about the shower thing yet, but you can tell them. But I more so like just experienced things that happened. So I remember there was one night, I was probably 11 at this time, and I was fully asleep, and I had this like bookshelf that had like this like Homer Simpson like framed like picture, something like above that bookshelf, and it was like hanging on like a wire, like on the back of the frame. It was like a wire hanging, and there was a nail in the middle. So I was fully asleep. Then all of a sudden I wake up to a loud crashing noise, and I jump up, and I turn on the light, and I'm looking around, and I see that the Homer Simpson frame is on the ground, and the glass shattered everywhere. So yeah. I'm thinking, maybe, I'm trying to rationalize it, because I'm still like half asleep. I'm like, maybe the house shifted, whatever. Maybe the nail slid out of the wall. But when I look up, the nail was still like in the wall. So if you think of like a frame that uses a wire to be hung,
yeah,
in order for that to fall over, you pretty much have to tap it from like the bottom in order for it to fall down. So I remember just cleaning that up like just very carefully, and I went to sleep, and I was like, I'm just not going to think about this. I'm not going to talk about this. I'm going to act like it didn't happen. Yeah. And then the next day, my mom was like, how did this break? And I was like, it must have happened like before. I don't know. I didn't realize it. And then it wasn't until like we moved that I was like, remember when that picture broke? Yeah, there was a fucking ghost that knocked that shit over, because I don't know how it was like 2 a.m. when it fell. But Pedro, you can talk about the shower thing.
So okay, so I have another thing. So you remember Mike? You remember the landing? So on the stairs, how you would go up. You know how above the stairs there was that little storage area?
Yeah, so me and him were talking about this on another pod. I didn't have that in my duplex, but I know yours did because I remember my homeboy had that shit.
Right.
Was it
When he lived
open? Wait. Was it open when he lived there?
No, it was always closed. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
So I don't know if DJ remembers this, but it was a big like box essentially that hung above the stairs, and it had like a sliding door.
Shit.
And that door was fully open, right? So it was half closed and half just open, and it was just like a dark hole at night, like you couldn't even see in it. And I remember we couldn't
close it.
There was one wire hanger that was like unraveled inside, like just sitting in the middle of the little box. But like my dad tried to close it, but it just wouldn't shut. So the fact that you're saying that it was closed when you went.
And we even had people come in and they weren't able to close it. Like for some reason, it just stayed open. So for how many years did we live there? It was constantly open. So it was always a dark hole just sitting in that hallway.
I remember every time I come over to y'all's house and we'd be upstairs and like y'all would go downstairs or some shit, or like we'd go get ready to go somewhere. I would walk down the stairs and I would like fucking watch that thing.
Yeah.
Like as I go downstairs, because I always thought it was like fucking creepy. I'd always feel weird.
Like, wait for me,
when
guys.
I would turn off all the lights and stuff, like to go to sleep, and I would like run up the stairs. Like I would run up to the first landing and then like turn and just like walk up backwards so I could like look at the box, because I was like, I'm not letting something jump at me.
Yeah.
No,
But,
that's
it
a
always,
definite thing. I can guarantee you that was closed when my friend Justin lived there.
That's insane.
I always noticed it because like I'd see it and I'd be like, wow, that's crazy. My house doesn't have that. And just
that's crazy.
That's all I thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
So another instance. So I have two more supernatural shit that happened in that house. One was it was one day that we all went out or something, and we were going somewhere where we all just needed to take a shower quick. So Alex was in our shower, and my mom and dad were like, "Hey, just hop in our shower, in our bedroom." And that's it, right? So I was like, cool. So I hop in their shower, and they have one of those showers where it was like the door, but
like
it was
plexiglass.
It was like frosted glass.
Yeah, frosted glass, yeah.
So I hopped in, took a shower, did a rub-a-dub-dub, get all my shit clean or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then I was like, fuck, my towel's outside. So I just hopped outside, and I closed the door behind me, and I'm just drying off, right? Yeah. And as I'm drying off, I go down because I'm drying off my legs, and in the corner of my eye, I see something run inside the shower.
What?
Across, like a shadow.
Yeah.
Across. I froze, and dude, when I tell you I was like I felt cold, I just grabbed my shit, butt-ass naked, and ran into the room.
And I know he's not bullshitting about this because he refused to step foot in that bathroom for the next 4 years.
I did not go, and I swear to God, and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to take a shower in our shower. But they didn't believe me. They didn't, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not step foot in that bathroom because it scared the shit out of me, and I couldn't. I literally couldn't. So the next story I have is kind of funny with how you were saying about when you were moving, how some shit happened. So my parents bought their house, and we were like, all right, well, let's pack our shit up. So we're packing. We're in the middle of moving. All the movies already left. So all that's left in the house is basically the shit that we're going to throw away, right?
Yeah.
So we had this entertainment center that we kind of moved into the center of the room, but we have this old stereo that we were essentially just going to throw away because we didn't need it. But we were playing music on that, or no, we didn't. We had turned off the music, and we're getting ready to leave. Right, my mom and dad are already in the car. Me and Alex are both in the house, just getting the last shit that we need.
No, this isn't. You're remembering it wrong. We were on the computer when this happened.
We were getting. It was right before we were leaving. We were the only ones in the house. Whether we were in the computer room or not, we were the only ones in the house left.
But it was at nighttime.
No.
Mom and dad were sleeping.
No.
This is how it actually happened. I'll tell you. This is how it actually happened. I have a better memory than Pedro. This is what. So our parents were sleeping, and me and Pedro were on the computer downstairs. We had a computer next to our dining table and by the kitchen.
Oh,
and
that
stuff.
time. Okay, no. Okay, you're talking about a separate time. I'm talking about something else. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. No, you
so
go ahead.
with this time, same stereo setup. It was one of those stereos that had the 70 disc changer type thing or whatever.
Of course.
And it was probably around close to midnight, and probably on MySpace, just hanging out, the two of us downstairs.
You know what I'm saying?
And all of a sudden, we're talking, and then we just hear music playing, and I'm like, Pedro, do you hear that? And like, so we just get quiet for a second, and it's like real low at first, and so we both are kind of scared, but like we're like telepathically talking, so we're just like we both kind of get up at the same time, and we're like we're those dumb idiots that walk towards danger like in scary movies, but we start walking towards the living room because we notice that's where it's coming from, and we turn on the light, and the stereo is just fully on, and the weird thing about it was that we started walking. So we started walking towards it because we were going to turn it off, but we were like walking in unison, kind of like we didn't want to we didn't want to let the other one go first. So like as we got close to it, and I swear to God, right hand, to God, like I will never forget this. As we're walking towards the stereo, and this wasn't like a remote control, like it was all like manual. You had to press it. As we're walking towards the stereo, the volume knob starts turning down, right? And it had like a red light on it, so that's how you could tell like it was turning down. So as we're getting closer, it turns down, and we both like kind of stop in our tracks, and we're like, "What the fuck?" So we take a step back.
At the same time,
when we take a step back, the knob goes up, and the volume increases. So then we take a step forward, and it goes down, and we just like open the thing and turn it off, and we didn't say a word to each other, just went upstairs, went to sleep, and we just acted like nothing happened.
Like,
and then
like. You gonna sleep in your room? You need some company?
And almost the same thing happened as we were leaving because we had the music playing and we were making sure everything was off and we were ready. And almost the same exact thing happened as we were leaving, but me and Alex just looked at each other. We just walked out the house and never looked back.
We're not gonna
fuck that. We leaving that shit on.
You enjoy that?
Yeah,
that shit. That was why, because that was like the first thing that I had ever seen, because I'd heard things and experienced things, but that was like I was watching it happen, and like I said, there was no remote that could have done that. Like there was something that was turning that dial.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. I haven't had anything like crazy happen. I've heard things and like kind of seen shit out the corner of my eye. But my family, like, they're more so the ones that have, like, seen some shit. My mom, she used to tell me, like, stories all the time. She told me one time, so on the reservation, like, Pine Ridge in South Dakota, she said that her and my aunt were, like, out and about doing some shit or whatever, and they seen a man on a horse, and he was speaking Lakota. And so I guess they, like, talked to this motherfucker. I don't know. And she said when they got back to the camp that they were at, they were like showing pictures of like just older relatives, and one of the pictures was a guy that was on the fucking horse.
God damn,
yo,
and he's been dead for like I don't know how many fucking years. This shit is crazy. And then she told me another one where it was her, my uncle, and my aunt. They were playing at. So in North Carolina, I got some family out there, and it's like this old house. And so I guess my uncle had stopped and looked because they were all playing. My uncle stopped and looked, and he was like, "Who's that lady?" And they looked, and it was just a fucking like a figure. And it was this like lady, and she's like wearing like a floral like nightgown. And I guess like I think either my grandma or somebody on that side of the family, like she's so pretty much the ghost stays in like the sewing room and watches like my grandma sew or some shit, and like how my grandma was like nonchalant about this shit, like, oh yeah, she just watches me sew. I'm like, what the fuck? No.
She's like, that's my friend. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, like I see some shit like that. My mom said, she's like, yo, that shit was crazy. She's like, the bitch was see through, like, yeah. So I've never had nothing crazy like that happen to me.
CBGBs.
And then my brother, I guess he had seen like some lady sitting on the couch one time at my uncle's house, and so he goes and he asks my parents. He's like, hey, who's that lady? I'm like, what lady? What are you talking about? And so and then my mom said that. Like they took pictures of Aaron like after like the whole shit, and they said that there was like orbs in the picture like around his head.
Damn.
I was like, what the fuck? And no crazy shit like that has ever happened to me.
I mean,
God.
You're a lucky one.
Yeah,
I've heard
count yourself lucky.
Yeah.
So
I've heard some shit that I'm like, oh fuck, but I've never seen like anything that crazy.
So so when my grandpa passed, the following summer, me, my whole family went, even my wife. It was the first time to go to Puerto Rico. It was weird because we stayed at my grandma's house, and my grandma, she has like the way her house is built, she has like two houses in one. She rents out the other house the other side of the house, but it's connected to the main house. But at that time, there was no tenants or anything, so we stayed there. And there was one night that we all were asleep. The way it was set up is like my bed, mine and my wife's bed, and then there was like a fan, and then Alex's bed was right over. But it was connected to my dad's old room when he was a kid. So just one night, for some reason, I just couldn't sleep. So I was just up. Joe was asleep. Alex was asleep. My dad was asleep. My grandma was asleep. But I was just up, and I was just like tossing and turning. And next thing I know, from where I was at, I could hear into my dad's room. I heard a knock, just right. Didn't think anything of it. I'm like, oh, my grandma is probably asking my dad something, or she needs something. Didn't think anything of it, and then I just fell asleep. Woke up the next morning, and I, went to the living room. My grandma's cooking, and I went to my dad, and I was like, "Hey, I call my grandma Mama. I was like, "Hey, did Mama knock on your door last night?" And he just smiled at me, and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Your grandma just finished telling me how she says that Papa knocks on the door randomly in the house."
Like she's been hearing it for weeks.
Fuck that.
And I stood there and I was like, what?
But what was weird on my side was you had that conversation with Dad, and I think I was still sleeping. Like we hadn't spoken.
Yeah, you were still getting ready.
The next, or whenever I woke up, fully, and I talked to you, I was like, hey, something weird happened last night.
The same night.
I'm like a hard sleeper. I don't wake up for nothing. Like it takes a lot for me to get out of my sleep. So I same night fell asleep, and in the middle of the night I woke up because I felt like, so I was like on my side, and I felt like it was like someone like had just put their hand right here, and I kind of like jolted because I was like, yo, who's touching me?
You thought it was me, didn't you?
Yeah, and I wake up, and there was like a little nightlight, and so like I look around, nobody's there, and I'm like, okay. I didn't think anything of it because I was like, maybe I was dreaming. But then Pedro says this, and I was like, well, maybe he was just making his rounds, and he was like saying hi to all of us.
Yeah.
So
Yo.
I was weirdly comforted by it. Pedro was really scared, but I was like, maybe it's our grandpa. Maybe
no,
it's,
and that's fine. But look, you got to do something. Go move on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the afterlife is great, I hear.
And my mom, she said, so when my great grandma passed, like we were all really close, and my mom she just kind of like asked like our ancestors, like, if you're here, like give me a sign, like this and this, stuff like that. So
that's just dangerous though, because that's how those other things get in. And then,
but so she tells me one time that she did that, and she said like make the lights flicker or some shit, like so crazy, and the light flickered. So every time I see a flicker a light now, I'm just like, yo, if
fuck it right there.
I know, when I first moved in.
Yeah, he's got a lamp in here that he just bought from IKEA, and like maybe the bulb is like got a spirit in it.
It's just
that motherfucker.
It's just a Swedish girl, ghost.
Yeah, just it'll flicker at random all the fucking time. I think he fixed it.
Yeah, it hasn't been doing it in a while. So
my
it's just
last
a ghost
apartment, my last apartment, I think was haunted because, or maybe the shit's attached to me because, well, I don't know, nothing weird has happened since I moved here. But
got a little Insidious going on.
But the my old apartment, I was watching some like YouTube, like some like ghosty like YouTube thing, like they were talking about like ghost stories and shit. And this was probably like around like 1 a.m. I couldn't go to sleep, so I was in my living room watching this, and the guy on the video started telling stories about like things that he's encountered, and he was like, when I was younger, I would always see my uncle who passed away in the corner of the room, and and like he told this whole story and about like how his mom also saw his uncle in the corner of the room, and as this is being told, I'm starting to be like, that's kind of scary, so I'm getting in my head and stuff, but then all of a sudden I have like you can't see it, it's off camera, but it's like a rotating fan, like the like tower like rotating fans, and I just had that shit plugged in. I never used it because it never got that hot in my apartment, and this was in the winter time, so like I had no reason to turn it on. But right as they're talking about seeing someone in the corner of the room, this fan that was in the corner of the room turned on to full blast, and I want to tell you, like there's no buttons on this, like it's one of those like it's like all touch, so like I try to rationalize it again because I was like maybe it was like maybe the AC like blew like
That's not how it
wind at a
works.
right
That's
thing
not how it
on
works.
it, or maybe I touched it with like a blanket. So I sat there for a good 20 minutes testing all the ways that I could turn it on. So like I rubbed I rubbed a blanket like over the top, nothing. I was like trying anything and nothing. It only worked if I touched it. And so then I unplugged it and just never plugged it back in until I moved over here. And so far so good. But
Watch this when you see it. It's like,
Comes on again, you gotta throw it out.
it's unplugged. It's unplugged.
Fuck that. You gotta throw that out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I haven't seen a lot of crazy shit. Because like when something wild does happen, I'm like, oh, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right. I always try to rationalize it. Always.
Yeah, nah.
Fortunately for me, all the shit stopped after I moved out of the house on Randolph. I haven't experienced nothing weird, but I mean, we're living in apartments, we're living in houses and shit that are used, you know, so you never know. It could eventually happen again, but other than that, man, I think we're good. I think it's been a great episode, gentlemen.
You got me all spooked out and shit. I ain't gonna be able to
I'm
sleep
scared.
tonight.
I got my girl goes to sleep early, so when I have to come home by myself, my dog's probably gonna be wandering around. He's gonna scare the shit out of me. But then it's like I gotta go in the room and try and fall asleep, and she just has no idea how creepy our bedroom is with like the dark corners and shit like that. And I just gotta lay there and try and fall asleep because I can't turn the TV on, you know. So we'll see.
Well, good luck.
Yeah,
Pedro's
good
not gonna
luck,
go to
good
sleep
luck.
either.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, is this gonna be like a 2-parter or something?
Yeah, we can divvy it up into 2 parts because it is about a good hour and a half.
Yeah.
I think so. But man, it was fucking dope being able to get to do this and link up with y'all and do the special episode. So if y'all ever want to do some more in the future, I'm more than happy
Hell
to jump
yeah.
in with y'all.
Hell
and
yeah.
Definitely.
shoot
I
the
am
shit.
your resident DC Comics expert. So anything y'all need to know, holla at your boy.
Yeah.
But shit, on that note, we're gonna let y'all do y'all's exit.
All right, guys.
Y'all
You
go
can
ahead and
find
give them all your info. My bad.
You
go
can
ahead.
find the Brothers Binge at Brothers Binge on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me at _ my name is Pedro.
And you guys can find me at Alex Lopez 210.
All right, and so on that note, on our behalf, we are the Saucy Boys. You can find us on Instagram at the Saucy Boys Pod, and at the end of every episode, if you have any questions, comments, critiques, or anything like that, shoot it our way.
Yeah. New merch probably coming soon. Maybe some hoodies. So be on the lookout for that, people.
Yes, sir. All right, we'll see y'all next time.
Thank you. Appreciate
Peace.
it, gentlemen.
Yes,
Look forward to
sir.
doing it again. Thank you.